What's going on, guys? DJT here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some news on the new live-action remake coming out soon, Hercules. An article here from Variety.com, so let's get right into it. So the title says, Disney's live-action Hercules will be more experimental and inspired by TikToks, says producer Joe Russo. So I'm not really sure what that means. Kind of came across as wanted to dig deeper with you guys, so let's take a look here. So the article states, and this week's cover story for Variety, filmmakers Joe and Anthony Russo are clear that their dedication to their own independent studio, AGBO, means the directors of Avengers Endgame don't expect to make another movie with Marvel Studios anytime soon. We won't be ready to do anything with Marvel until the end of the decade, Joe Russo says. The Russos have, however, already returned to Marvel's parent company, Disney. Through AGBO, they're producing a live-action adaptation of Disney's 1997 animated feature, Hercules, with Guy Ritchie, who helmed the 2019 live-action remake of Aladdin, set to direct. Now, if you guys watched the live-action remake of Aladdin, I absolutely loved it. So I think that's definitely a good move there. And I think, one of the more successful live-action remakes we've kind of seen so far from Disney. I definitely think that's been the best one so far. As we kind of move on into the article here, it says, we have an amazing relationship with them that we've built over a decade, says Joe Russo. I think we have a point of view on how they can stretch the limits of their IP moving forward rather than playing IP management, which is an interesting quote there. So it goes on to say, whereas many of Disney's recent live-action remakes have been faulted for sticking too closely to the source material, Russo says Hercules will be a little bit more experimental in tone, a little bit more experimental in execution. Now, that's going to be an interesting quote for a lot of people out there. A lot of people don't like change, especially for such a beloved movie and characters we kind of grew up knowing and kind of sticking by the lore and kind of the movie itself. So it's interesting they're going to try to kind of go away from that a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how far they're gonna be able to kind of go away from the core story we know about Hercules when we first saw, the animated movie. Now they say, I think they're excited to see what we can all bring to it in a way that isn't just a reinterpretation of the animated film. Ritchie is currently working on his own pass of the screenplay from David Callum, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Guy is perfect for it because he has a penchant of experimentation, Russo says. The original Hercules, directed by The Little Mermaid filmmaker John Musker and Ron Clements, reimagines the legend of the Greek demigod as a story of rising celebrity who becomes famous due to his acts of heroism. As was the case for the Disney's animated in the 1990s, it's also a musical largely sung by quintet of black women serving as Greek chorus. Russo says the live-action Hercules will also be musical and share the original's unconventional approach. So here's kind of the quote that I thought was interesting. There are questions about how you translate it as a musical, Russo says. Audiences today have been trained by TikTok, right? What is their expectation of what that musical looks like and feels like? That could be a lot of fun and help us push the boundaries a little bit on how you execute a modern musical. Now, I think that quote there is super interesting because they're looking to do more of a modern day approach on this movie and kind of the content we've been consuming recently through platforms like TikTok. And I'm very interested to see how that's going to go over with the older crowd that really grew up on this movie and have an idea, of how the story should be told and what should be kind of in the movie. It definitely seems they're doing a more modern day kind of twist approach to this movie, and I really hope for their sake they're able to knock it out of the park, or else it's going to get a lot of criticism. But watching the Marvel movies, seeing the Russo brothers, they've been pretty fantastic at these big blockbuster movies, and Hercules, such a beloved story animated movie we saw kind of growing up. So I'm interested to see how they're able to finagle this one and how it ends up coming, kind of using this modern day approach to an older story. Now, let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think of this kind of information the Russo brothers are dropping on the movie. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Should they just stick to the original animated movie? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.